Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome back to the Sarathi series, and we are looking at Panchatantra. We have seen um, three tantras so far. We have seen Mitra Bheda, Mitra Labha, and Kako Lukyam. Very rich set of conversations that happened through the sessions. And now we move into the next tantra, the fourth tantra, which is Labdha Pranasham. Quickly to jog our memory, Namrata, what does Labdha Pranasham stand for?
Pranasham, right? Labdha refers to, labham, something that you have gained, something,
Mm.
some labham, some wealth that you have, or
Yes.
anything that you possess.
Mm.
Pranasham, that is because of your own deeds. What you have is getting wasted, is getting destroyed. Nasham, like Vinasham, right? That's how we say. So something that you have is no more yours. It's getting destroyed. It is getting taken away. So Labdha
Mm.
Pranasham technically means deep losses, right? Of
Mm.
something that you probably have or earned.
Exactly. Right? It could be earned. See, when we say the word earned, we usually associate with money or wealth. But here, it could also mean any other resource, not just to do with money or wealth. It could be friendships that were very important. Even power, since we're speaking about leadership, power we would have gained, and if we give someone else who is not fit authority, then that could mean danger to our own power as leaders.
That's
Or
right.
if we trust someone with
Hmm.
those powers and give them some authority, again that could challenge our own powers. So there are so many cases which this could play out, and I think we should jump into the story right away to see
Yes.
an example of this coming into life. So this is a story of a monkey who lives near a very interesting um, tree. All right. It was a blackberry tree along the seashores, actually. And the name of the monkey is Raktamukha. All right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Raktamukha. And the tree, of course, it's blackberry. So the tree always had a lot of sweet fruits that it bore. And the monkey had a lot of access to it. One day, a crocodile named Karalamukha
Hmm.
came near the tree to rest. All right. So the Karalamukha crocodile was resting near the tree, the blackberry tree. Raktamukha noticed Karalamukha, and very kindly he said, you have come, this is my home, you are my guest. So here, let me give you some very, very tasty, juicy, sweet berries. All right. And he gave the crocodile plenty of fruit, so much. Well, the crocodile loved it, right? This was the first meeting, and the crocodile was like so surprised to have this kind of a hospitality from
Hmm.
Raktamukha. So the first day went very well. Crocodile had a lot of fruits and went back to his home, which is on the other shore, by the way. But from that day on, Crocodile visited the monkey every day, which is Karalamukha visited Raktamukha every day at his
Hmm.
home. And they would often, discuss, chat, have berries. But Raktamukha would be on the tree and Karalamukha down on the surface near the shore. So like
Hmm.
that, they spend a lot of time and they became really, really close friends, by the way,
Hmm.
really close friends. And um, everything seemed to go well. And one day, uh, Karalamuka took some fruits back with him to his wife. So Karalamuka's wife is still on the other side of that on the other seashore. So um, he took some berries, gave it to her, and when she had it, she felt like this was the best fruit I've ever had, the best blackberry, the berries I've ever had, and it's so sweet. And she asked, okay, but where are you bringing this from? Who gave it to you? You cannot climb trees, right? How did you bring this? And Karlamuka said, well, I've made a friend on the other shore, and his name is Raktamuka, and he gave it to me. as a gift.
Hmm. Hmm.
He was like, oh, okay. And which animal is it? He said, monkey. Oh, monkey. And she thought for a minute and she said, well, if the fruit itself is so sweet, imagine the one who eats it every day. How would their heart taste? Won't it be so sweet? 100 times sweeter than this berry itself.
Hmm.
I think I need that heart. She said, go, go bring me that heart. Only then I'll be happy. She told to
Hmm.
Karla. Karlamuka was like, what? But how can this is not right. He is my friend. I cannot do this. No. But she said, see, she was also growing angry, by the way. All right. And she said, okay, then for you, usually what happens, the wife will say, I think your friend is more important than your wife. So you go be with him only. Forget me. Something
Hmm.
like that. Very angrily, she said. And now, after she says so, you think the husband really has a chance or a choice? Not really. So, Karlamukha had to get it by whatever means he can, take. So, he went back to Raktamukha and he said, oh, um, dear friend, we have been together for a long time and you have taken good care of me. Actually, I shared about you to my wife, and she was very happy to learn about our friendship and your help and you giving me a lot of fruits often. So, she has invited you for a feast. Would you like to come with me to my home on the other side? He was like, wow, this is an amazing invite. I love this invitation, but unfortunately, I don't know to swim. How will I get there? So Karlamukha said, don't worry, sit on my back. I will carry you. And then
Hmm.
Karlamukha agreed. He found it to be a fair ask or a good idea. So they both set out. Rakthamukha sitting on Karlamukha and Karlamukha swimming through. At one point, it was really water is really deep, and at that point, it's very difficult for you to even swim if you don't know swimming. That is so. The monkey was already noticing that the depth is very very high, like it's a very deep part of the water body. So he was little alert. At that time, Karlamukha said, actually, I am not taking you for a feast. My wife wants to eat your heart. That is why I am taking you to my home. Now, at this moment, if you are Rakthamukha, what would you do, Namrata?
I would try my best to find a way to escape the situation, obviously.
But how would you escape? Would you swim away? Crocodiles are very fast swimmers, by the way.
Yeah, we don't know how to, I mean, and even the monkey doesn't know how to swim. That's the whole point why he's on the back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if he jumps into the water, he would drown. It's too deep for
Hmm.
him.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a
So
very difficult situation.
indeed. So I think you might have to use your wit and find
Mm,
create a distraction.
yes, exactly. Which is what he did. You know what? Very interestingly, Raktamukha said, oh, is it? Why you didn't tell me this earlier? Unfortunately, I didn't carry my heart with me. I left it back at my home in the tree. So we have to go back, take it, and then we can go to your home. You should have told me, before itself. Why didn't you tell me? As soon as Raktamukha said that, Karlamukha was like, oh, okay, is that so? All right, we'll go back. No worries, no worries. It's just another few meters of swim. I'll take you back. So Karlamukha sets back the sail back to the tree. And as soon
Oh,
as they reach the shore, the monkey takes off, climbs the tree, and goes up. Then from there,
Mm.
Ratnamuka says, "You are such a fool. Who really leaves their heart away and goes? Their heart is always with them, all right? And you were a good friend and you have betrayed me, you have broken my trust. So, and you are a fool, of course, because you fell for that. So, go away. Now onwards, I will be very alert. You cannot trick me so easily." And so
Mm.
sadly, Karlamuka had to go back, and we don't know what happened after he went back. What was the arguments with his wife and what had happened? But basically, he went empty-handed. Mission failed, right? So this
Beautiful
is the
story.
story. Exactly. Any thoughts on this, Namrata, as you heard it?
Yeah, so many.
Hmm.
One, initially one would expect that, it was actually the crocodile who had tricked the monkey. And I was
Mm.
beginning to, feel like, oh, this monkey is so naive and doesn't know anything
Yeah.
about the crocodile, is just taking his word for it, and, you know,
Mm.
all of that. But very interesting twist to the plot. Yeah, I mean, clearly, this idea that, we need to be aware, and we need to know, first of all, that just because one is very noble in their intentions, the world may not always be full of people who are having noble intentions, who are straightforward, who are
Yes.
actually trying to do the best for us at all times. So, as much as one may be full of that, thought and wishes to serve the world in this manner, one needs to be aware that the world may not have everyone like that always. So, if I to just put myself in the place of the monkey, Raktamuka, I should have initially just been a little more watchful, and be a
Yes.
little aware, and just know that crocodiles are inherently carnivorous animals. There is a certain relationship that a crocodile has with respect to other creatures, which is usually predatory in nature, right? And not just agree to do everything and be very naive and happy about everything, being very welcoming to everyone. So that was one side. The second is the most obvious thing, right? Who leaves their heart and goes.
Exactly.
So having tricked someone, if I honestly feel that maybe Karalamukha didn't have what they say, in Tamil they use this word samarthyam, um,
Yes.
that I wouldn't say crookedness, but
Hmm.
basically street smartness, uh,
Yes.
to actually navigate the situation in a way that you can have the situation play out in a way that is favorable to you.
Mm.
So uh, I think in this, what we also see is, unfortunately, the crocodile was also not very crooked minded. So he was just, following the instructions given to him without
Mm.
a sense of what it might entail. And alas, it was of no use, and he had ended up losing what he had almost gained. Right?
Yes.
So some thoughts around that um, one is to be aware of
Correct.
one's surroundings, one's relationships, and everything. Second is, having gained something, one must have the necessary skill or the necessary alertness to ensure that it doesn't go away, and
Mm.
not believe everything that comes one's way. One needs to have that sense of skill. So, in the context of our relationship with children, this is a very important idea that we need to seed into their minds. We
Mm.
certainly do not live in times where trust, safety, all of these things, malintention, whether it's in digital spaces, even in physical spaces, right?
Yes.
um, this idea of knowing how to gauge somebody's intentions and not really falling trap or falling prey to some very destructive minds and their traps. Something we really need to educate, or give our children this sense from very early ages itself.
Definitely. Absolutely. And see, the best part of it is this plays out at a very macro geopolitical level as well.
Absolutely.
Very fascinatingly, and I would love to bring our attention to a few examples.
Hmm.
Maybe we can start with this one. Looking at this image, let me first ask you, which are the two countries, the flags that you see here?
The one on the left is Sri Lanka, and the one on the right is China.
Correct. And in between, you see two hands, one giving money to the other,
That's
right?
right.
So this is what happens. Sri Lanka has been going on in a lot, going through a lot of economic crisis. They've had cycles of economic downtimes and issues, and they often had to borrow money from other countries to make it work, right? So they took a lot of debt from China. All right.
Hmm.
Now, when you take money, you do it in a rush, without sort of learning the terms properly or accepting whatever terms is given to you, because you're in such a really intense or a dire situation. So,
Hmm.
what happens here? Sri Lanka defaults, is unable to complete their payment, and what China in return does is they take away Sri Lanka's critical port. The control of the port moves from Sri Lanka to China. So
Hmm.
another country is controlling your country's port.
Yeah,
Now that's a
that's
big
very
loss in
fascinating.
terms of exactly exports, imports, um, and there is a lease for about 99 years, if I'm not wrong, with the China to pay that loan and with interest. And I heard from someone when I went to Sri Lanka, someone told me that his children, and their children will need to pay tax for that.
That's just completely predatory, right? We don't see this predatory nature just in the animal kingdom. We see it in human beings, we see it in countries all the time. Just making use of somebody's situation and
Mm.
really extracting the most out of that person. It's just very sad, but also, Sri Lanka should have known better.
Correct. Absolutely. So it's both ways, right? I mean, at one level, you can even say they didn't keep their end of their agreement, right? They should have paid whatever they agreed to pay, but they didn't.
Hmm.
And so that is also a big mistake of Sri Lanka. And very carefully, we should be clear about what are the terms that we are entering in such big deals and when money is involved. One more example. Sorry, before that, you wanted to share something,
Yeah,
Namrata?
just one thing was, it's like making a deal with the devil.
Yeah,
There will inevitably be some catch, right?
correct.
So one needs to, like, if one is actually in such a dire situation, it will
Hmm.
be always suggested that don't just go for, and usually the deals with such predatory entities or persons, it might seem like it might be initially very easily available, right? What we need, it might be seeming like, oh, this is easily coming to me.
Accessible. Yeah,
So it can become very luring and purposefully so that one
correct.
is actually getting trapped and then falls prey to something bigger in the longer run. So I
Definitely.
think this entire situation also gives us that perspective that everything that shines is not gold. So
Yes.
we need to be very vigilant and get a sense of what is it that I'm really entering into. And although it might seem, this idea that we say this is too good to be true,
Hmm.
right? We need to really stay with the facts of the situation and inquire what are all the things that are associated with what I am about to get. Just wanted to add that.
Definitely. And this is also, if you go a few um, centuries back, um, this happened to us. We had visitors from Europe, right? Who settled first here to do business, so called business. And when we invested more and more trust, we all know what it led to, right? And how many years it took for us to even get back our own rights and our own freedom. So that again, I really feel is an example of Labdha Pranasham, right? All our wealth that we had gained was looted out of us, was taken out, was drawn out of this country, sucked out. Actually, I think that's the right word. Labdha Pranasham.
Completely
And
love the pranasham. And again, it is because one is trusting something that is not to be trusted,
yeah,
right? We must know what to trust, how much to trust, what is this
exactly.
line. And somewhere I think this entire idea of loyalty, I think
Mm,
this trust and loyalty are something that go together. So
mm,
usually if one is not doing as per another person's request, then the loyalty comes into play, and the friendship and all of that comes into play. So really knowing what is really at stake, right?
yeah,
One cannot be giving up oneself in the quest of maintaining a relationship or a friendship or a loyalty,
correct.
right?
Exactly.
So some
Right.
of these
So,
ideas very very
one
intriguing.
more thing, of course, wealth was taken out, but also the culture of this land, which is
Yeah,
also its biggest asset, that was
biggest.
also decimated by the rules and the policies that had come.
And we continue to bear the consequences of all of the loot even to this date.
Even today, yes.
Yeah.
So that's Labdha Pranasham, and a very interesting way to look at it through the examples and the case studies we had. I'm sure you are all left with a lot of thoughts and ideas. So I will invite you to keep reflecting, maybe go and read a little bit more about Labdha Pranasham, the stories in Panchatantra. And in the next video, we will meet for a discussion on the next Tantra. Until then, happy learning. Thank you and namaste.
Namaste.